Hi everybody, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. Just doing it again for another day. Why not? It works. How well do you know yourself? Do you have limits for certain things, exposure to certain things, visual exposure, hearing something for just long enough, being around people, places, and things that are very spiking and triggering, and if you had your druthers, you wouldn't be there? Do you have limits with things like that? Because there's a certain line that you could cross over, and all of a sudden, emotional eating seems like a good investment in stress management because there's nothing else for you to do. Not that I've ever experienced that, right? Oh my God. You know, I was just sitting there thinking, we have a wedding to go to next week, and yeah, a new dress, a new shrug, new sparkly shoes. I'll have to take a picture of the shoes. I think that Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz would definitely approve with all the sparklies on them. And they're like wear once and throw away, but they'll make the dress. The dress is very plain Jane white, and the reason I'm wearing white to the wedding is because the two people that are getting married are men, and I doubt that there will be anybody wearing a white gown there. So I feel safe in wearing it, and it's a nighttime wedding, and I think there's permission. I don't know, permission for black. I don't know. Who knows what the rules are anymore, right? All I know is that I'm wearing new things, and it will be fun. So anyway, I was thinking about it's not going to be your usual, church wedding. It's being held at a resort. So it's going to be kind of one of those stand and the appetizers whirl around. And I don't know if you've ever been in that situation where the person walks by and the person walks by and the person walks by. And it's a new tray of this, or sometimes it's the same tray of this, and each server has a different tray of something. And it's like the first 155 times it's no thank you, no thank you. And then if you're doing keto under 20 and you don't want to be, if you consider that snacking like I do, you just want to get on with the evening. And all of a sudden it's like, God, if I eat one of these, will you stop bothering me? Or something like that. I don't know. But I've definitely been in emotional situations, particularly where stress eating would seem like the only viable, logical, reasonable permission slip to do something. Well, it no longer is. And so in cases like that, I need to be holding onto my water bottle, my sparkling water bottle, my soda water glass if it's at this event. And I need to take care of myself when I'm in a place where I know myself, but I have to at least look like the adult. And even though I want them to stop drinking an hour ago and let's just get on with the meal and the fun of it, and so I can watch people dance and watch what people eat because, I'm a food addict. I have to be assuming the role of the mature older woman who is going through this moment, even though I wonder if anybody else at the event, is doing the same. And I know that I'm going to be pretty protected. There'll be scallops wrapped in bacon and things like that. And like I said in a previous podcast, if I see some of those coming around on a tray and I know where I'm sitting, I'm going to plop them onto that little bread and butter plate that they always have, at the table, and make that my meal. Just add a salad or something like that. It's kind of covering my base, but I still could call the wedding planner in the next week and see what they have. It's probably a buffet. And I know that the mother of one of the grooms will probably spend good money on good food. So I'm happy about that. But I know my limit. I know my limit with staying up at night. I know my limit in the morning. And it was funny because I made a podcast today and I just didn't have that juju to go out and walk. The humidity's at 99%. It's pouring out, but I can't walk for the next 2 days because I'm working, and I couldn't walk yesterday because I had an extra shift. And so, I know that today's the day I need to move my haunches around so I don't have that turn of events where suddenly I become an old wobbly lady. I don't want that. I want to be spry. And you don't get spry from sitting here in my chair watching videos. So I knew I had to go out. So, my limit is, I know I need to walk 4 to 5 times a week, and just to keep the whole thing going. And I'm not good, if this event definitely is a buffet, then it's 1 plate. And that's how that rolls. And I just know my limit. And when the party's over for me, it might be just getting started for those that are drinking and whooping and, holding on to champagne bottles while they're on the dance floor. That's not me anymore. And so I need to probably get home. And I switched shifts with somebody, so I'm not going to work at midnight that night. And I will take care of the matter. Before that, next Saturday, we have a party to go to that's called a gathering. And I assume it's during the day with, lots of grills cooking things. And so I will be perfectly happy there. But I need to know my limits. I'm kind of one of those social creatures that I'm very, I feel social when I'm doing this and answering people's comments. And when I go to a meeting and I talk to people there, or I'm in a grocery store and I'm present for the moment. So sometimes there's fun people to talk to in grocery stores. Like the time I was doing Weight Watchers, and they had the camera thing that you could do your points. They have it on the chronometer too, but they had it for the Weight Watchers for the points. And I saw a woman taking pictures of bread items, and I said, "Are you on Weight Watchers?" And she said, "Yeah." I said, "Me too." In fact, Marie, if you're listening, it was my first time to a market basket. I went in New Bedford, where Marie lives, one of our pickles, and yeah, it was fun. And so great conversations can happen when you're present. If I saw my food in somebody else's basket that's very keto, I would probably say to them, "Do you do a food plan? Do you?" So anyway, I watched Alma today on Keto Meets Menopause, and she's such an adventurer. I really give her credit for going where I wouldn't go with things, because she's got that spirit. And she's thinking of doing 2 different little food plan things, and I'm not quite sure what they are, so I'm going to have to Google them. But if she wants to incorporate it into her life and make it keto, so we'll see what that is all about. But we like to keep things fresh. I'm one of those that I like to keep things safe, and so, as most of you know, if I did a grocery haul, you'd see the same again. And although they are fun to do, the cashew milk, the almond milk, the coconut milk with all unsweetened, the Organic Valley cheeses that come in blocks, so I have to grate when I make a fathead pizza, or I put them on an omelet, or the bowl of break fast chili that doesn't have beans in it, or my taco salad, things like that. My Neuchatel cheese, which is from Organic Valley as well, and is organic. The meats that I buy, the bacon, the butter, the Vital eggs that I'm in love with, they have that black top to them, and they have a little newsletter in there about the girls that are grazing. How much do I love that? And so it would look the same, although they are fun to do. I never tire of other people's grocery hauls, even if they're standard American diet, because I can feel okay with my own and know that that's in no way pulling me, except, we only spent $606, but it'll last us the month, and there's not one food item in it that isn't processed or with artificial sugars or real sugar. And, I'm just a voyeur on the food chain of life, and I love it. So my food is tracked for the day. It was very, very easy. I'm having a small piece of steak with a scrambled egg with an ounce of cheese on it. That's the first meal, and the second meal is fathead pizza. So I'm having an extremely low-carb day, and I'm happy for that, because tomorrow's the high-carb one, because I have all those extra veggies, because we cook on the big green egg, and it's my Brussels sprouts treat day, and Greg cooks them so wonderfully. So, have a wonderful day. Do you know your limits with people, places, things, food, being around people, being an isolator too much. When you know what you know, and you know that you need to do it. When that saying that I love, when we know better, we do better. But that includes limits. When you know your limits, do you try to respect them even if everybody else is looking at you crazy? I get emails all the time. Why do you get up so early? Because I do. Because I go to bed at 7 and I get 8 hours sleep and I wake up at 3. And I can do these funny little videos, Keto Under 20, knowing your limits. And I can get on a walk. And I can go to my 12-step meeting. And I can do things like wash sheets, change sheets, take showers, do hair, clean up around the house. It all works for me. And then I just really get to enjoy my day of listening to other people's podcasts. I learn so much from all of you. So thanks, my pickles. Do you know your limits? Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.